Robbery strikes Pitch Lake tour. Workers' Rights 868 investigates. By Workers' Rights correspondent. In an alarming turn of events, a serene tour of Trinidad and Tobago famed Pitch Lake took a sinister twist as two masked assailants brazenly targeted a group of tourists, robbing them at gunpoint. The incident, which unfolded during what was supposed to be a leisurely exploration of the natural wonder, left visitors shaken and authorities on high alert.
My name is Reverend Neville George. I am a minister under the Mount Zion organization of Trinidad and Tobago Spiritual Baptist. On February the 19th, I would have had a Canadian visitor along with myself and another minister of Mount Zion. Also, we would have visited the Pitch Lake.
According to initial reports, the robbery occurred as a group of 3 tourists was traversing the expanse of the Pitch Lake. Without warning, 2 individuals clad in masks emerged, brandishing a firearm and demanding valuables from the startled visitors. The assailants swiftly relieved the group of their possessions before fleeing the scene, leaving behind a sense of fear and unease among the victims. Workers' Rights 868 was on the scene to gather first-hand accounts of the harrowing ordeal. In an exclusive interview, one of the victims recounted the terrifying experience. "We were simply enjoying the tour when suddenly these masked men appeared out of nowhere," the victim stated. "Their demand for our belongings was accompanied by the threat of violence, and we had no choice but to comply." The incident has prompted calls for enhanced security measures and heightened vigilance in popular tourist destinations across Trinidad and Tobago. As details continue to emerge, Workers' Rights 868 remains committed to providing comprehensive coverage of this troubling event and its implications for worker safety and visitor security. Stay tuned for updates as the investigation unfolds.
Right, so tell me where's your name and
Pleasant good day. My name is Reverend Neville George. I am a minister under the Mount Zion organization of Trinidad and Tobago Spiritual Baptist. On February the 19th, I would have had a Canadian visitor along with myself and another minister of Mount Zion. Also, we would have visited the Pitch Lake. And upon visiting the Pitch Lake, we would have met with one tour guide, Wayne Victor. He would have took us to the booth to register. And after registering, we proceeded into the lake. We saw the area where the buckets, the train line, and all that. We would have been well into the lake about an hour. We visited the sulfur pool. When around 11:15, 11:20, we would have noticed 2 young lads with white t-shirt looking material covering their heads. Upon that, periodically I will take a glance because they were about 20 feet from us. When I asked the tour guide, I said, "Who are those fellows?" He said, "Probably visitors passing through the lake." And we continue to walk. Periodically, I will look back, look around. They started enclosing upon us, by which time one pulled out a gun. The younger of the 2 or the shorter of the 2, he would have been the person with the gun. He pulled out the gun, he held up Reverend Duncan. While he took her bag from her side, his other accomplice would have took the gun from his hand, held it against me, fired a shot towards me, I should say, which missed. Then he ran upon me, he hit me with the gun butt in my head, took the bag off of my back. After that, I fell to the ground. I have scars to show. I have scars still to show. Yeah.
Coming back with the issue with the gun, so here the gun went off.
Fired off one shot, direct one shot fired off.
How you feel when that happened?
Well, I
He came in
continue.
your direction, he shoot.
He aimed in my direction. He was about 3 feet away from me. Fired the gun with the intention that it will hit me, but I stood my ground. I continued to pray. You know, and fortunately for me, I came out of the situation. My Canadian national, she continued to walk while the tour guide, he didn't even look back. He just continued on his journey while my Canadian national fought to walk up to him closely, you know. I must say, myself and Reverend Duncan, we took the blows because we recognized that the enemy, he came to kill, to steal, and to destroy. But the God in us did not allow him to.
What about the tour guide? When this whole incident was taking place, how the tour guide was reacting in the moment?
The tour guide continued to walk.
You were walking fast, you were frightened.
He didn't show any signs of being afraid. He said that the guy told him to lie down. I never hear that. You know, and it troubled my mind somewhat because right here in Robbery, if persons who are villagers and visits the lake every so often, and these young men who doesn't want to work come in to harass people, I mean, it is a sad day for Robbery. We don't want this thing to continue in this manner. I have children that would have grown up around the same area and have never been in a situation of crime. You know, as a parent, I am saying now is a time for the younger people, the young mothers to sit down and talk to the children. It is a hurtful situation. As a parent, my children was really, really upset. Really, really upset. But as I continue to say, I am leaving it in the hands of God. The police and them of the Robbery police station, they would have done the work. You know? But we think that the tourism section, they have a lot of work to do. They need to step up the game. They need to step up with the tourism security, especially that knowing that people would come to the lake unknowingly with their valuables. You know, and in a situation like this, it doesn't look good on the part of Trinidad.
So in terms of items, what you would have lost during that encounter?
Well, my bag would have contained my purse with all my IDs. I had cards like Price Mart, Passards, JTA, my 2 photo ID, which is my driver's permit, and my TS Trinidad and Tobago ID. It would have had my glasses case. It had 2 bottles of water in it. And I think my ministerial collar, together with a security key for the place that we were staying at the point in time, a blue security key, and keys for the house. You know?
For your house?
No, not for my house. We were at a different place, at a different location. You know, and if nothing else, I would say also my minister, Reverend Duncan, she would have lost, she had $800. She lost all her IDs because she would have had IDs for her husband, her uncle, and other family members together with bank cards and other things. I lost my bank cards and also $2,000. She would have lost $800.
So up to this year, you never get back the ID?
Nothing. That $2,000 was supposed to be for fire services because I have a procession coming up and we were supposed to pay fire services on a very sad day for the assistance of the fire and ambulance services.
Wow. So up till present, you haven't, no items can come back?
No documents. Fortunately, one of the guy, his parents, the young thug, his mother brought him into the station. And as I say, we continue to work together with the Robbery police to see what can be done.
What about the Canadian National?
The Canadian National, up to now, I'm speaking for her, her experience, she wouldn't want to visit here in a hurry. She is still traumatized. My colleague, the Reverend Duncan, she is also traumatized, and we are in the process of taking this habits further.
She would have lost anything.
The Canadian Nationals, no, they didn't have time to attack her because, as I say, we stood to take the blunt of it.
So, or you kind of block the.
Yeah,
the
when they got my bag, they ran off.
Yeah. Now, concerning the efficiency and this is, let me say the police service, when it happened, or you get aid.
I would have had my phone because when I saw the guys were coming, I pushed the phones. I had my phone and the next minister's phone in my hand. I pushed the phone in my bosom, so I would have had my phone after that to call the police, which they came. They met me right up here, and they were really, really efficient in their work.
All right, one more thing two more things to ask is, coming out of the incident, how was your feeling dealing with the situation that occurred?
It is very traumatic, as I say, having a gun pointed at you as a minister. Yes, we know crime is prevalent, but I think it is a sad day. It is sad. I still have the trauma because every minute you will still hear that click in your ears. But again, as a minister and as a woman of God, I continue to pray, and ask God to heal me from this situation.
You feel added security, like when they're doing tours and things?
Yes.
Could improve the situation?
The Trinidad and Tobago tourism section, they need more security, especially on this lake, because tourists are probably accustomed getting robbed here, and it's the first time that I would have heard in years. They say, but somehow or the other, I can't believe that an incident like this took place. I would have highlighted to them that I am not going to leave this like that, and I will continue. I am going to my attorneys and continue to proceed with my decision.
Now, our next question answer this one. Now, entering the facility, I would observe it at security.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think it need a little more boost as to when the tour taking place? It should have security there.
Yeah.
Seeing that it's all this crime in Trinidad, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. We need it. Yeah. Yeah.
And what about in terms of the cost factor, like seeing that the tour was done from the tourism, you feel they should play a part in let me say, being responsible or reimbursing people from
Of course they should.
Anybody from the tourism board ever reach out here?
Well, there is a guy by the name of Quincy that came and he spoke with me, and I highlighted to him, I am not going to be leaving this like that. I am going through all channels that I have access to, and we are going to do what is necessary. I am not going to be leaving this like that.
No, I'm going to step further. Give me a little backdrop as to, because as the waiters do, because you're accustomed being in the company a certain type of people.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean, this might be a little added towards what's taking place. Give me a little backdrop.
Well, as a minister, is my portfolio right now. I am a reverend, right? And the thing about it, I do mission. I hold road mission, and in a matter of fact, next couple of days on the 23rd of March, I will be having a road procession starting at Chingfong Alley Junction to Sobo Community Center. It will take the form of a service and end with a service somewhere close or at the community center. I also do counseling. I am also in the school. of integrated studies in Canada, and I do other work with the Ministry of Prisons.
So I do a little follow up. You're going to school.
Yeah,
There's a minister.
yeah,
There's do counseling.
Yeah.
There's do missions.
yeah,
And you just work with them in the prison too.
yeah.
So you know about these hardened, some of them is
Yes.
hardened criminals.
Yeah, but they say the prison system is not a bad place. It is a place that transformation can happen. Although some of the young men, they go in there, they tend not to want to study. They go in there and they do the time and they come back out and they're persistent with the crime. But I would like to tell these young men and them, it's time to stop hating about one another, because the young men, we are losing them every day, every minute, every second. You know, it's time to turn to God, relax all yourself, get into something. If all you can't take the books, get and do some kind of trade or something. It's a real thing out here. It's a man washing cars. Remove all their sticky fingers and go and do a little car washing. Remove all their sticky fingers. Go and push a little cart somewhere in a little grocery. Remove all their sticky fingers. Go and cut a little lawn for somebody. It have a lot of work. The same small money all they come and rob a man out here before. All they can make a little more doing something.
So summing up this whole event, if you had to say something in a nutshell, like if you had to send a message out as to your experience that take place on the lake, and you want to tell, if not anything else, what you want people to remember about this whole thing?
What I would like persons to remember, we are living in Trinidad. Trinidad is a beautiful place. It's just the crime have us in a bit of setback. I wouldn't deter people from coming to the lake. It's a lovely place because I would have learned things that I've never learned before in the lake. And the only thing is the security and the Ministry of Tourism. They need to do a bit more.
All right, then, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Big man. Oh, good. That way, man, do they, boy? Boy, that real pressure, boy. Hey, you gotta do that real quick, eh? If we got some as a pull out here, boy. Damn. Yeah, damn to me already, you know.
You hear hard, you know, all of a sudden, boom.
High pressure. Right, this is Solia. Right, this is Robbery. This is the pitch lake. One of the 8 wonders of the world. And this is what the lady was now speaking about. The lack of security. Now, you would have observed just in the back there, you would have seen the security boat. Now, when people go out on the lake, an authorized tour with tour guides out on the lake, and it has no security, so all the guys or people or criminal entities that to observe is that it has nobody, it has no security out there, and you gotta rob people. And that's what's going on here for the longest while. I mean, this is just one thing that highlighted and watch the beautiful area. Beautiful. now and we will give you a backdrop of the whole thing. This is the pitch lake, like a bushfire pass. All outside is the lake. Now we are going here is by the pumping station area. Now only villagers know this part. Now when rainfall, all here does are water, all of the ground you see here full of water. So you just can't see. Now if you watch, this is where they just pump out all the water and they do nothing with the water. This water here, I mean they just pump it in a drain. But if you look deep inside the water there, if you look them boards and them days where we just pass to go outside there. Now I can't pass because I have shoes to show you all. But this is where the incident would have taken place. We're going right back outside. So the tourism board in Trinidad and Tobago, we ain't blasting out here. All we just asking is that, provide a little more added security that, people could go through the tour safe and safe from these kind of criminal activities. Unfortunately, it would have reached home. So at the end of the day, the people could be more safe. There may be certain things that may be overlooked, and this is where good feedback as to the situation on the ground, what could take place. Now we are asking kindly that you all look into this matter. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform, and we are out.
Audio Jungle.